Fists, Bonnie and Mandy. Make sure you're always watching, or you could miss it if they ever kiss. Those two wildflowers did what they had to do, and now they're free. And it's gonna be as wide as it can be, with no Scalisi and Mandy Jones, Wildflowers, Wildflowers.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're looking live at the Wildflowers. I'm Mandy Jones, the comedian, and always next to me is...
Hi, Bonnie Scalisi. How are you?
Hey, Bonnie.
Podcast in Facebook land.
How you doing?
Well, Facebook banned me for 7 days. It felt like a month.
I know.
It sucked.
We were actually talking about, you were saying how it was good to have a little hiatus, though.
You could look, but you could not participate. So I could look at people's posts, but I couldn't like anything. Which kind of is it's very. It's like a little bit torturous. So then basically I stopped looking and actually had more time to myself. You know, a lot of time is spent on our phones, which I'm on right now. But yeah, so except for that, now I'm on restrictive. They put me on restrictive account. So it's like being in parole. So if I do anything, I guess it'll be a longer sentence next time. So that's about it. I also, we're going to be in a show coming up.
Yes, that's not this Friday, but the following Friday.
The 22nd.
I'll actually be for the first time in the Giggle Room.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't been to.
It's really big now.
Bigger. It's moved into a Giggle.
Right now they called it Giggle. I can't share these.
Which
to
sounds
groups.
like a fucking sex shop, which Glenn and I have already talked about. No, because there was a place, Giggles, up by him that you could get smoking paraphernalia and sex
and they
toys.
call that Giggle?
And it was called Giggles.
Oh my God, I didn't see that. So if it's okay with
it
you.
has a sexy connotation.
I just want to say hello to a couple of people that are tuning in. Sexy connotation. Robin DeVito. Hi, Robin. Bill Hansen. Bruno. John Battle. How are you?
You're the best.
John Battle. Erwin Tinoco. David Lange. And my boyfriend, Michael Steven Spielberg. Thank you all for tuning in. Chris Smith, hello. Can everyone share the show? And we're going to try to get people to come in. We have an amazing guest. And as Mandy said, we're going to be in the Giggle Room, not this Friday, but the following Friday. Get your tickets. Hi, Alan Streisfeld. How are you?
GOVS.com.
And Graz, how are you, Graz? You can only watch them because they're cute. Oh, I think that's a backhanded compliment, but we'll take it. We love you, Graz. Go to the Giggle Room. April 22nd, Terry McNeely's 50th birthday. So you got to show up for Terry to wish him a happy birthday in person. Oh, thank you, Bruno. Bruno shared it. So is there anything else you wanted to plug?
The only other thing I want to say is on May 2nd, Bonnie and I will be back at G's Club for our monthly comedy show.
Oh, right. May is like practically next to April.
It's crazy. It's 2 weeks away. But that's going to be headlined by Donna Lloyd. She calls herself a Jersey girl. She's very, very
I love
funny.
Jersey girls.
Yeah,
that should be interesting.
She's very funny. So And comics, if you get down there and you give us your name, you get a chance to perform the night of the show, plus spots on future shows. So definitely come down. Don't ever walk in there again. Where?
I think he's talking about.
Oh.
We keep our show positive, Graz. Everything's
Graz,
positive, positive, positive.
Graz, where will
Greg
you
the
be?
Flippo, how are you? You said they are always interesting guests. Oh, yeah, especially tonight. Yes. I'm going to introduce our guests now, unless... Wait,
Yeah.
did you get to...
No, that's all. We're good.
Okay. So I asked her how she wanted to be introduced, and this is the only time I didn't have to write it down because she basically just told me her name. So without further ado, Taz, the resident artist. Woo!
Yay!
Yay, Taz!
Welcome.
Hello. Hello.
And
How are you?
and we were going to talk about how, I know you're friends with all the people from Limo Talk and a lot of different places. We're going to talk, if that's okay with you, about how we met was through Joe DeVito's page, because we are both, you, Andrea Bryant, and I love Joe DeVito. I love him for his stand-up.
Yeah.
You guys loved him for
Red Eye.
Red Eye.
Red Eye.
And so I had just discovered Facebook, and people, you start noticing the same people come on, and you start thinking you know them, even though you've never met them. But I kept seeing your name, I kept seeing Andrew's name, and then how did we go from there to? I think I asked you to do something on.
I remember.
Gov's radio.
Yeah, you're saying like, oh, we have this show, and you're like, you need to watch it, so show, and I'm like, hell yeah. So I watched it.
And you drew
Yeah.
You drew us.
Yeah.
Right. So and then all the other shows started asking you.
Well, okay. It was funny because I didn't know it was the first episode. It just, you made it sound like that you guys were doing it for a long time. So I'm just like, all right, I'll check it out. I didn't know that was the first episode with the strippers and so
It was very memorable.
Oh, yeah. And but I drew it and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I like this show. And then with like the Gov's Radio people and stuff, I'm just like checking them out and everything, and I'm like, oh. Okay.
And you became like, you started drawing everybody from there. So Jennifer Lentini is joining us. She said that picture was great. And Greg is saying Red Eye is what accidentally gave my girlfriend last night.
Mr. DiFilippo.
Now, Red Eye was on Fox?
Yeah, it was a late night show on Fox News. And it was crazy, dude.
And you could you join, like, could you participate? Like, what happened with that?
No, it wasn't like a live stream. It was pre-recorded, but it was on 3 a.m. over here, and it was midnight over where I'm at. So,
And did you just draw for them, or?
Yeah, well,
because I noticed that you were always drawing pictures of Joe in Red Eye.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew she was talented, and you were always drawing Joe without his pants on, right?
No, I always draw myself holding his ass. He has a nice ass.
All right. I see, if you make one small deviation, the meaning changes very drastically. But I knew I would always get a big kick out of your drawings.
Well, thank you.
And I wanted to bring you into to what we were doing, and I didn't know you would help us. She was always doing it for free, and and then Mandy, you had her on Calamity Jones, right? And she would draw you a couple of times.
Yeah, those were fun.
It was really cool. So Robin says, Taz, I like your hair longer.
Thank you. Everybody keeps saying that. Everybody's just like, I love it long, and it looks like a hippie, and I'm like, I'm gonna get it cut soon.
I'm gonna cut it as soon as you say that.
As soon as you say, I'm like,
peace out when you're getting cut.
Hey, Nancy Weems. She said, good evening.
Ms. Weems.
Ladies, I know you've been busy. Yes, we've been busy. Yes, Robin was in something you drew for Pisces.
Well, it's your 2 birthdays.
The birthdays.
Yeah.
The birthdays, because Robin was a Pisces. So was I. And you were right before us.
Yeah.
So it was, like, all of our birthdays are close together. And that's... And Taz was hugging us. But your drawings are amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
So how did you start with art?
Starting with art, I guess because my dad drew a lot, and so I was just kind of like, and I thought it was a good pastime. I drew a lot during school, because you know, it's one of those things where you look at the clock and you're like, the time's not going by, dude. Like it's, I need to get out of here. I need to get a recess. I need to have lunch. I need to hang out with my pals. So I'm just like, and yeah, my teachers didn't like that, but I got better and better. So it got to the point where, you know, in 5th grade, I was kind of known to be a good drawer, you know.
Did you draw the kids the way you drew, like the way you do for us? Like all of a sudden, like somebody will have their own portrait?
I'd draw my friends sometimes, and it was mainly drawing from different shows and like my own head and stuff like that. Me and my friends in junior high, we made like a comic book series called The World's Worst Ninja, and there's like a main character is Paco, and it's just stupid. But I'll show you guys later about that. But,
it's too bad you didn't bring some to show us. Like, you know, we could have held them up.
I didn't bring anything. I was just like,
Well, you know what? You're always drawing everybody. This time we're gonna dissect her and get into her mind, because she's very quiet. Like, believe it or not, I'm quiet and shy. Taz is quiet and shy.
I'm very reserved.
She's very. So we're going to let you see the inside of Taz today. And if you have any questions for Taz, please type them in. Robert Soleil, how are you? Robin is saying. Harry Flagdrop is tuning in. He said, "Hello, ladies." He's in Facebook jail for 60 days. So Harry, how are you
commenting right now?
If you're commenting, you're not in Facebook jail, unless he has. Oh, maybe he has a separate account. Some people have 2 accounts and they switch back and forth. I don't know how to do that.
But it's the same name.
Yeah.
I want to do a quick shout out to Mr. Graz. Love you. Anyway.
Yes. So you were just at Graz's show. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah.
It was fun.
Who was the headliner for that show?
I think like everybody was like kind of there. I don't know.
Okay, and was and Bobby Inns, was he telling jokes, or he was just on the stage?
Inns was telling jokes.
Because I've never seen him go up. I've seen.
I think
he's hilarious.
He's just a funny dude.
He's hilarious as a person.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, Bobby's really good.
When I saw a picture of that, I was like, oh, that was a good one.
Right. No, yeah, he doesn't have to try. He just talks. And
yeah, he's got and is he pissed? Is he like ticked off Rick? Is he pissed off on stage? Was he complaining?
Sometimes, but I mean,
that's usually his go-to.
Yeah. Well, his mustache. I'm like, yeah, Inns in person, I'm just like, damn. I really liked him.
He left his wallet at. I had a birthday party. He left his wallet at the Crest Hollow, and
did he?
And Michael found it. And then he had to come to my house and get the wallet.
Lucky son of a gun.
He's lucky Michael found it.
He held it hostage.
Guy.
You have to come here, Inns, if you want it.
Yeah, I mean, I was willing to meet him halfway, but he's like, I'll just come and get it. But I'm sad I missed Graz's show. I'm hoping he'll do another one, and I'll get to go to the next one. I had something back to back, and I just couldn't make both shows in a row. And, I went to the roast of Terry McNeely.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was really quite interesting because I had never been in person to a roast.
Right.
I am not really into people making fun of each other, but I sat all the way in the back because I didn't want to participate. I didn't want anyone to make fun of me. And watching people make fun of each other, and I knew everyone on the panel.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. When you're not being the one, when you're not on the receiving end of the insults and stuff, it's kind of fun to watch. So my boyfriend was saying I was just practicing my pickpocket skills when I stole his wallet. You didn't steal his wallet. So Graz says, I want you both to perform at the next one. Oh, definitely, Graz. I don't speak for Mandy, but
yes.
Yes, Graz. Thank you.
I
really wanted to go to the. I can't do 2 in a row because it's hard. My daughter watches my boys, and it's hard for her to do it every night. I don't want to do that to her.
Yeah.
But so getting back to Taz.
I'm trying to look for
When did you start to? Did you go like take classes in art or in art in high school? Like, when did you know that art was your thing?
I think when I didn't really even realize, you know what I mean? It's just something I've always done. But, I don't know, I think, it's what I wanted to do. I think that's probably what you asked, actually.
Yeah, because they always say if you do what you love, it's not work.
I think I realized that I was just like, I wanted to be an artist, like junior high, I'd say. 5th grade, junior high, somewhere in there. Because in elementary school, I was still kind of like, you know, it was just a hobby. But then I started getting better and better, and I'm like, if I get better and better, you know. And then with doing red eye and stuff every day, I got better and better doing that, and now I'm where I'm at, and I'm just like, it's a vast improvement from like even 5 years ago.
And
I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Michael was saying like the mediums that you draw, that you could do amazing things with just a like a big pen and a piece of paper. You could create a whole scene. You know, it's if you have not seen Taz's work, how can they see you?
I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Under Taz the Resident Artist?
Taz the Resident Artist, yeah. All Taz the Resident. And it's all one word.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
I broke it up on the stage so people on the screen so people can see what it says. But it's Taz with an S.
I think I was for a while. I thought it was Taz the Residential Artist.
And then I started saying that because that's what Bonnie had said.
What does that say?
Ooh,
That's
what is
Paco.
this? Is Paco, the world's worst ninja? What's with his head? He's got a scar down his head.
It's
He's got a big gash. Or
so
is that
like
the shape of his head?
The story is he's wearing underwear.
Okay.
Oh, is this
So that's his
your
mask.
this is your comic book character?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
okay. I was like being quiet because I wasn't sure at first.
No, this is back in junior high. That was like 2007. We made. It was me and a bunch of my pals. That I've known since kindergarten actually, but we didn't hang out until, 7th grade. But we knew each other. It was kind of a weird thing. We were just like, we grew up together, but like, why didn't we hang out? It was weird.
That happens a lot. There was
Yeah,
a couple
it
of people we went to even college with that like we knew from our town, and we were like, why didn't we ever hang out? It was like, oh, I don't know, like we should have, like you never like gotten like a argument with the person or had a bad vibe. You're just on a different little path.
Spectrum.
On a different path. So when you decided you wanted to do art, they make you probably do a portfolio, right? Did you start building like what you want to put together for a?
Well, that's the thing though, is because I'm not necessarily a professional. It's all freelance, so I didn't really make a portfolio or anything.
I had to make a portfolio. I have something in common with Taz. I loved art in elementary school, and that's where I got my best grades. Hi, David Lang. David Lang is saying something. I'm going to read that in a second. Michael's saying Taz is the Bob Ross of Facebook. Yes, she is. So I had to put together a portfolio to get into advertising, art, and design in college, and I was accepted to a 2-year college, and they were so tough on me. It was Farmingdale, which back then was a 2-year college, and it became a 4-year college. But this one teacher in particular was he just killed any love I had of
Killed
art,
all the vibes.
just destroyed it. But I transferred to Buffalo University. I got into the art program with a portfolio. I also got into FIT, but I didn't want to go to FIT because it was all girls, and I wanted guys.
I wanted the boys.
So when I got to Buffalo, they looked at my grades that were good, and they said, Farmingdale is this standard, we're this standard, so you have to start all over. And then I ended up just changing my major. And I became a teacher. So David Lane said, she really is. It's so relaxing watching her draw, and she always chooses good background music.
Yeah,
how do you decide what music to put on?
Well, okay.
David Lang said that, by the way.
Facebook loves the copyright strikes, and so I'm just like, I'm just going to listen to music. like people listen to music when they do stuff. Like,
Yeah,
it's so dumb.
what I've seen a lot of people do who go live is they write in the comments, I do not own this music. Like when you go live, like your
like,
comments
like,
in the background, like
That's the way to get around it.
yeah, just like if we had music playing right now while we were talking, because I've seen people do that when they go live, and they don't have it blasting; they have it kind of in the background, and they write. I do
kinda
not
have it
own
blasting.
this. But I don't know. You could try it because
Yeah.
I've seen the one day I shared it and it got ripped down because they're like, she's having too much fun over there. she's jamming,
Yeah.
you know, and they pick up the music. Somebody had asked you how many pictures has she drawn. That's a hard question.
Probably millions.
Probably, actually. I'm a pack rat. I have like all of my drawings.
I save everything too.
all of them.
I actually was going to bring
Have to,
some
like,
tonight.
Go through them.
I stupidly stored them in the basement, and I was looking through them, and a lot of them got like all icky, and I was like, you know, I just left it there. Nancy Weem says, me too. She got thrown out of art class. I think someone stole my idea in the middle finger. Did you used to draw things with the middle finger? I used to draw things that I was interested in, like you did. Yeah. I was very into Dracula, so I did a lot of Dracula things. Very into the Beatles, and you know, I did things like what I was interested in.
Was it like psychedelic or something? Or?
Yeah, so I did
Nice.
some I did paintings, some I did all kinds of mediums, because you know they made you do 3D mediums and all kinds of things, and they just, this one teacher. Oh, okay, I'll just make this a quick story. This one teacher at Farmingdale, he was everyone was scared of him.
Say his name. Say his name.
I don't remember his name. If I remembered, I would tell him. Hey, Mickey Delaney, how are you? He said, hi, Mandy and Bonnie. So everybody had to put their work for the week up, and then he would just go and, you know, talk about each piece, and he ripped each piece to shreds. And when it was your turn, it was almost like, you know, the knife would go in, and then it was just how far in was he going to put the knife, you know, and out of the whole class, maybe there'd be one or two people that he liked their things, and everybody else was, you know, was humiliated.
That's too bad.
And, you know, it killed my love of art, but, you know. So Robin says, I love when Mandy was on the date board. It was a safe board?
It was they call it a balance board.
A balance board.
That's right.
And so did Peter Varek, yes. Hey, Michelle Asta is watching. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Michelle has a podcast called Disturbed and Confused on Strong Island TV. And she's coming up with part 2 of Jackie the Jokeman, which is, we had him on our podcast. It was really cool to have him there. So are you planning on going to put a portfolio together? You definitely have enough things that you've done.
People have convinced me. They're like, you need to like make a book or something, an art book of all your stuff, and I'm like, and I was thinking about making like a kind of a timeline thing so that you could kind of look through and see like the progression. And stuff.
That's cool.
And because I always like watching progress with anybody, you know, and with myself, it's kind of a weird thing because I'm just like, I'm not, you know, oh, this is great, I'm so good, you know, no. But
look at these noses.
But
I did the noses.
the noses. But yeah, but I'm also like, I drew that, you know what I mean? I'm just like, wow, that's so cool. But
yeah, because you draw a lot of people. So
Yeah.
Yes.
who is your favorite person to draw?
oh my god.
Or who are some of your
I have
favorite
to say-
people to draw?
I have to say Daconator, who that's how I got my name, resident artist.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's a story behind that. Tell it.
So junior high was the best, by the way. Everybody hates junior high. I love junior high. Junior high was
Really?
Yeah,
I hated it.
loved it. Well, I was done with puberty by then, so I'm just like, everybody else was going through puberty. I'm like, I was an early start. Anyway, it sucked. My shin still hurt. I can't show it. I'm so short. Anyway, so 7th grade, I had a history teacher. His name was Jeff Dacus, and he's an older guy, and everybody, it was kind of a story that he was kind of like he was hard ass, you know what I mean? Like he didn't smile. He was just all, you know, grumpy and stuff. He was like a military man, you know, and I'm like, dog. Like, he sounds like a cool dude. He sounds like a good hang. So I got him as a teacher. I got him as a teacher. And
What grade was this again?
7th grade.
7th grade, okay.
And so 2007. And it was like the first day of school.
Uh-huh.
He went up, he was very specific. He was just like, do not write on the whiteboard. Like, he was going through all of these rules, right? The last one, and like the most, like, he was just like, nobody except me writes on the whiteboard. And I'm just like,
Writing on that whiteboard.
I don't know.
A challenge accepted.
Yeah, I was just
Right
like,
now,
I'm just
Don't
gonna-
tell me what to do.
I'm gonna wear it on
So
the
did you
whiteboard
write on
and
the
you're gonna
whiteboard?
like it.
When you
Yeah.
wasn't looking?
Well, it was funny because it wasn't devious. It was more of a, like, I wanted to see what he's like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So kind of get like
Testing the water.
right, like a gist of like, is he a hard ass or is he really like a cool dude? And I've heard that he's actually a cool dude, you know. So I'm just kind of want to test
How
it.
cool.
Yeah, right, exactly. And so the next day, because he was an old-fashioned teacher, he would like stand in front of his classroom and watch everybody go by, and sounds weird. Anyway,
And everyone was
watch
sitting in
everybody
rows?
go by. Yeah, rows. And so I knew he was doing that, and I went up and I did a caricature of him. And
Was it a flattering one? Or did he have a big mole coming out
yeah,
of
right. No, it was basically a circle and then circle for his glasses. It was just like a really, and he had a tie and everything, so it was very quick. And
And it was in front of him?
no, he was outside still.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like,
Oh,
He was
he was
outside
feeding
smoking
the
a-
kids.
Yeah,
Okay.
smoking a joint.
and,
Philip Verno says was always into Frazetta Fantasy. Hi, all.
yo,
Do you
hell
know
yeah.
him?
Yeah, Mike Franzetta.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who he
Is
is.
it Mike?
Philip?
Michael Franzetta.
So what happened when he came in?
So I sat back
Da-da-da.
there. Everybody was just like, don't do it. What are you doing? Because they were all scared of him. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I was just like, dog, he's going to be my pal. And so I sat down and I'm like, and he gets in and he's doing like the roll call kind of thing. And then
So he didn't notice it at
No,
first?
he was silent.
Or he's pretending he didn't
Yeah,
notice it.
And then
Die.
he's just kind of like, looks over at it. He goes, so, who did this?
Uh-oh.
And I was just like, it's me. And he was just like, oh, well, let me reiterate what I said yesterday. I was very specific. And so he went through all of the rules
Oh,
again.
no. Including the
He was
dry
just like-
whiteboard?
yeah, and then the last one was the whiteboard, and he was just like, and nobody except me
And God.
and Taz can write on the whiteboard. And
Oh!
I'm like,
So
he's
he knew it was you?
Right.
That's adorable. I
Yeah.
love that story.
And so
And it's true.
Yeah, and from then on, I was just like, well, now I have to do this. I started drawing his caricature every single day since then. So I did it for 2 years.
Too bad you didn't do it on paper so you could keep it, because the dry whiteboard you
I
have to
did.
erase it. Oh, you did it on paper.
I made like for my eighth grade graduation, because we'd had graduation then. I made like a calendar for him to flip through, and it was all the Dacuses. We call it the Dacuses of the day. And one time I drew a bunch of people from Red Eye, and he was just like, "Dude, you watch Red Eye?"
Oh, he's a Red Eye fan too? So you had that in common with him
awesome.
too.
Yeah.
Lou Prats is tuning in. So he said, Bonnie, get up and give Taz a hug from me. But me and Taz are very shy. We're not huggers, but we'll fist bump.
I was so ready.
No, Lou gave me this mug So I just want to give a shout out to Lou. April is Autism Awareness Month, and for my birthday, he gave me this mug. I don't know if you can see it. It has both my boys' names on it, and then it has
Josh
something.
on one side.
It says
Brandon.
warning, because when you take care, he has his son is autistic also, and it says this autism mom.
Uses her patience on her children. She doesn't have much left for anyone else.
And that was so perfect. That was
There's
so
a
perfect.
warning on there, so don't fuck.
All right, I'm out of my
Bonnie.
comfort zone. I'm gonna give you a hug.
Aww.
I love Taz. I'm
Love
just
Lou.
like not. I don't know. My family never hugged. I'm not from a hugging
I know,
family,
people
but
are
I have
not-
to overcome that bullshit.
Now people are
Yeah.
not weird, but every family is different. Like my family is just Irish and big, and I just feel like that was
Did you hug
kind
each
of
other?
part. Well, yeah, it was just kind of part of it, but it's like I get how other people are different.
It's funny because a lot of my family, they're not huggers at all.
Yeah.
I think it was a genetic thing. I have to touch people. I'm a very touchy-feely person. Not
It's
sexual or
tactile.
anything, yeah, it's just more of a. I can feel your presence.
Yeah.
Sucking the life force. No. Yeah. I don't know
So
if it's something
David
about
is saying, "Great." My eyes are like, "Oh,
Great
great mug."
mug.
Yes, I love this. So Lou, I'm going to keep this here, and I'm going to be using this
sweet.
because it has a
That's
special
sweet.
meaning. Yeah, Lou is amazing. He brings his son everywhere. I brought my boys to a John Butera show. The first show was G's Club, and Michael watched them in the back, and Michael was the one that took care of them. So I'm like, oh, this is not that bad, And so Michael was away in Pennsylvania. I was in a show, and I couldn't get a babysitter, so I brought my boys to the loft, and I had to watch them. I was performing. I had to watch them. It was very stressful, and I was like, Lou brings his son everywhere, and his son is very well behaved, and my boys are well behaved, but I don't want to get into it, but I just I'm not going to do that again unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. And I didn't realize how much Michael did until I had to do it. And Michael was so stressed out that night. I'm like, why are you stressed out? Then I understood it. So
Michael, we owe you an apology.
yeah,
Thank
I owe
you.
Michael.
Thank you.
I might bring them back to G's and stick them in the back with Michael. Let Michael watch them.
Well, yeah, because Jesus is big enough, and they were probably a little more
Yes.
comfortable than you. At least know the layout of G's, so you were probably a little more on edge,
And
and then
it-
they're
yes, it
on
was-
edge because you're on edge.
Yeah.
In the loft, everybody can see everybody,
Yes.
it's lighted. And G's Club is more like if you go in the back, you can kind of like blend
you're
in.
to yourself.
Blend in. But what do you think about like trying to get a job at something like Compound Media where you're always drawing pictures for free? I think that's the way to go. Like you have the
Yeah.
talent, and you just are very laid back, and you don't push enough. You're not aggressive, and I understand that because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But I
Somebody-
think something like that,
Start paying her
yeah, something start earning,
now.
getting money for what you do, and maybe like approach them.
Yeah, well, I'm not one to go, hey, can you pay me? It sounds, it's weird. You know what I mean?
Not can you pay you? Can I have a position here? Can I?
That's professional.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Can I have a position, and I'll draw. I think you definitely could get something like that.
Well, it's great because like the Compound guys,
They love you already.
oh, they love me, and it's great, and I love them. I've always loved them. I've known them most of them since I was like 12, because that's when Red Eye started, and I'm just
Now,
like,
how does the Compound have to do with Red Eye? Because I don't really understand any of it.
Okay.
So explain it to us. Oh, Joe Curry is watching, talking about Compound
Mr.
Media.
Curry.
Yeah, I only knew
Anthony
about it from Joe a
Cumia.
little bit.
Yeah. So, okay, this is gonna be fun because I love this.
Okay.
Anthony Cumia, he had a thing, Opie and Anthony. I didn't watch it, but he was on Red Eye because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And Red Eye was Greg Gutfeld, Bill Schultz and Andy Levy, and then
Cool.
like a bunch of guests, and Anthony Cumia happened to be one of the guests and the best. Not kissing ass, he just was. And so
You mean like he was the funniest?
he's funny.
My boyfriend loves him.
Yeah.
I don't really know who he is. Hey, Bobby Inns is tuning in. Hi, Bobby.
Hey, but yeah, Mr. Cumia has always been like one of the funniest. Like every time he was on, he always made me laugh. He always made my dad laugh, and my dad had like this. He had this I don't know, really loud laugh, and you could tell when he's like actually laughing that that laugh.
Is it hard to get him to laugh?
Not really, but like to that extent, it is. And so like
He was busting a gut.
right, exactly. And yeah, Mr. Cumia was like always dead on and stuff. Fantastic. So, and Red Eye was on since it was 2007. 2007 was a good year. 2007 to when did it end? 2017. So it had just turned 10, and then they're like, surprise, it's canceled. Friday's your last show, is what they did.
Wow.
And we're like, awesome.
Not even 2 weeks
That's like
notice.
a death.
Yeah, right. It
Unprofessional.
was like a death. Everybody was just like, all right, that's cool. And me especially, I was just like, I don't know what to do, you know what I mean? But
Do you think they knew they were going to be canceled?
no, nobody
So
knew they were going
nobody
to be
knew.
canceled.
That sucks.
That's what sucked about it. We're just like, Fox, what are you doing, dude? It was
Wow.
bad, dude. But so, and it was funny because Greg Gutfeld, Andy Levy stayed. Bill Schultz was let go. And
I don't know who that is. I know who Greg Gutfeld is.
Yeah, and Greg Gutfeld went on to be like on the 5 More.
Oh, he's on everything on Fox.
Oh, now
he like
he's on
owns
everything,
Fox.
Yeah, but yeah, he started out on Red Eye. Damn it.
Oh, that's
But,
his roots.
Yep, that's his roots. And Andy Levy, I don't know what happened to him. But so Anthony Cumia in, I want to say 2014, 2015. Mr. Curry, correct me.
Joe, are you listening? Joe Curry, correct her. She's making a mistake.
He started Compound Media because he was really tired. He had just gotten fired from SiriusXM because of.
I heard from my
some
boyfriend
things.
that he did something with the mayor. He said the mayor was dead.
No, that wasn't the reason why.
Oh,
but
it
yeah,
wasn't?
He
He did a bunch of things
was
like
a shock
that.
jock, you know.
Like
and
Howard
so-
Stern. I listened to
Right.
Stern, and my boyfriend listened to Cumia. So it was, you were either in one camp or another.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
'cause-
they both had curly hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Mr. Cumia, he's.
So he started his own broadcast so he could say whatever he wants.
Oh yeah, and because he really wanted freedom of speech and stuff like that because it was getting pretty ridiculous with the radio business and everything. He was just like, you had to watch your P's and Q's and stuff, even though they say, oh, it's like you could say anything, but then you can't
Accept
say
that.
Yeah, and he's just
Accept
like,
that.
no, I don't like that. It's stupid.
Joe said started in 2014 after
Okay,
he was
yeah.
let go from Sirius XM. Oh, so he was fired?
Yeah, he was fired
Oh,
because
it wasn't the mayor thing?
it wasn't the mayor thing.
Oh wait,
If I
my
re-
boyfriend told me it was about people having sex and they were taking pictures of
No,
people, and
that
then
wasn't-
somebody
that
was,
was the
in the
other
in the church.
That
No.
also. No, I
Oh,
don't-
Mohammed
I don't
Mohammed is saying hello. Hi, Mohammed.
Hello.
So what was it? What
I
what was the
wanted-
final straw?
I want to say it had to do with the Twitter rant that he had. He was one night, and it was like right after Red Eye. He was on Red Eye, and he was taking pictures in New York, and this lady who happened to be black came up to him and slapped him, and then was just like calling him racial slurs and stuff. And so instead of kind of doing the Kelso wheel and taking time to cool off, he instead went on Twitter and posted a huge rant on this chick, right?
Oh, geez, and
But it
made a
ended up-
generalization.
Well, not necessarily. He didn't say that all black people are that way, but it was just like these particular people act like animals. But a lot of people said he means all black people.
Yeah.
And so
Okay, Joe Curry, who works with Anthony Cumia, said he got fired because she took a picture of a black lady who attacked him, and he was saying how unruly she was on Twitter, and then it was a controversy, and that's what got him fired.
And for a long time, he wasn't on Red Eye, which was upsetting to me because I watched him on Red Eye. I didn't know him from like the Opie and Anthony thing, and so I was just like, Mr. Cumia. And but then they finally had him back like half a year later, and I was just like, oh shit, you know, like it was kind of a big deal, and everybody was kind of like making fun of him and stuff, and he was just like labeled a racist and like all of these bad things, and I'm just like Mr. Cumia, like he's a cool
did he
dude.
have a lot of money? How did he start his own media?
Because Opie and Anthony was so big, like he just kind of like put money in that, and now he has a bunch of people like Pat Dixon, Gino Visconti, like all those guys. And
there was somebody who was in Kristen and I's show, who has a show on Compound Media.
Chrissy Mayer?
Yes.
Yeah. I seen that.
She was just in a show that Kristen did for Kathy Arnold for breast cancer.
Yeah.
And I you know, so he has it's like a whole radio station.
Yeah.
So you should get a job there. That's what I think.
That'd be a dream.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we have to do our sponsor. Key Fits, who I love. Keys Love Jewelry and Keys Cutlery. Keys Love Jewelry, stainless steel jewelry, all nickel and tarnish free. Keys Cutlery, knives, swords, and self-defense equipment. Excellent quality for reasonable prices. You can shop online, keyslovejewelry.com, keyscutlery.com. They are now located in Retro Relics, 2860 Middle Country Road, Lake Grove, New York, 11755. If you want to contact Key, his phone number is 631-379-1781. He has fantastic stuff. So go there and support small business. So Joe Curry is saying he had a radio studio built in his basement where he used to do after shows. And after he got fired, Keith, his friend and producer, said, why don't you start doing shows out of here and call it Live from the Compound? And he did that for about 2 years, and then we got the studio in New York City. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. That is amazing.
I love that place.
Have you ever been to it live?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think of it?
I love it. It's great. I just like the people over there. I mean, I always loved it. Well, but that's the thing though, is because I 12 years old, but kind of grew up with it, and I think that's most of my life right now.
Do you ever try? We always see you drawing with pen and paper. Do you ever ever paint or ever try clay or anything else?
Yeah, I sculpting, doing the ghost thing. I have dabbled in some things, but I always just go right back into drawing. I don't know.
Michael and I took Taz to the Nassau County Art Museum.
Yeah.
Was that last year?
That was last year.
Last year. I live on Long Island. I don't even go to that place. But Michael, and it was closed, the museum, but they have all these sculptures.
Oh, so
am I saying it right?
Yeah,
sculptures
Mm-hmm.
on the lawns outside.
Oh, cool.
And so it's like a long way to walk.
We're fondling them.
Yeah, we took some photos with us going like this.
I still need those pictures, by the way. I didn't get any of them.
Oh, Michael might have them in his camera. Michael, look through your camera and try to find them. Andrew Ferdner is saying, "Hey, everybody, hope all is well." It's great to see you, Andrew. So
I just met Joe Curry, by the way.
You didn't know Joe?
No. I did know him. Mm-hmm. I've known him for a long time, but we just met in person for the first time at the compound.
So Facebook you knew him from. Isn't it cool when you meet people from Facebook and you never met them before? I met somebody that came to my birthday party. I've known him for 3 years, and he's my Facebook friend, and he came to my birthday party and I met him in person. He was exactly the way he was on Facebook.
that's
Even
so
better.
sweet.
No, he
I
was
love
better. It was really cool. So my boyfriend's saying, I will get the pic of Taz molesting the artwork.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
you too. Michael, you were doing it also. And Andrew's going, Taz.
Hello.
So Robin's saying, I noticed that Taz doesn't have like 5 beverages in front of her.
Yeah, she
Taz
does.
is only allowed to have 3 waters. That's
right.
all she's
hydrated. That's all I'm allowed. Damn, I wanted 4.
Yeah, we're gonna dehydrate you on purpose. But really, I think you should. I don't like to tell people what to do because I'm very shy.
Yeah.
But I think if you went to like put some work together, all the drawings you did of Compound Media, and you made like a little professional kind of thing, and said, I'd like to work for you in some capacity.
Yeah.
I think they would grab you. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
And
just.
if I had an artist on staff, I'd be like, oh, now draw me and Bonnie doing this together. Like, oh, now draw this. Oh, this is hilarious. Because now you, like doing comic books when you were a kid and stuff, I'm sure you could even still play with that now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do ever think of writing, because a lot of people do those, like those graphic novels,
Yeah.
which are like, I can make one of those. Sell
I
that shit.
am gonna make one of those.
That'll be cool. Yeah, do your own
You
thing
need to start
too.
slinging some
Absolutely,
art, kid.
absolutely.
But those you could those you reprint. You know, there's one, and then everyone's buying the reprinted.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
people are
So
into those graphic novels.
Joe Curry said Taz is a very talented and very lovely person, and a pleasure meeting her. Yeah, she's everything.
yeah,
she's
great.
talented. She's sweet. She's just amazing.
I met him at the compound, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It was funny because like security has been breached recently in the compound.
What does that mean?
And, well, there's like this lady that came in and just stole stuff, and I'm like, awesome. So they're staunch with security, which means, and but it was funny because whenever I go up there, they was just like, oh, you're always welcome, and I'm like. So much.
Do they shake you
I
down
always,
for memorabilia?
Right, yeah.
What did the person steal? Do you know?
it was like wallets and like
Oh
Whoa.
man.
yeah. She was like going through the coat racks and then just like taking stuff out. And I'm
Oh
like,
man. I know, because when you're at someone's house like that or someone's like area like that, you do kind of let your guard down.
Right.
they're
He's trusting
like just
everybody.
hanging out, and she's just like.
Did they catch her?
She was on camera, yeah, but I don't know if they ever did anything about that. Joe Curry.
Joe, do you
Can we
know
have a
the
status
down
on that
low
perp?
on did they catch the pickpocket? Andrew Berner saying, Taz, your artwork is phenomenal.
Thank you.
And my boyfriend said, signed and numbered pics.
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
What does that mean?
I do that, yeah.
Oh, he's always telling me, like, write down the date and put down the
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, hey, you know, I'm very unorganized. Mandy is the organized one. You are the queen of organization. Like,
She is.
everything will have the
so
date, the episode, the person. I'm like, what is it called? What's that artist that just throws paint on the wall?
Oh, that's Jackson Pollock.
Jackson Pollock. I'm like Jackson Pollock, and you're like Picasso before he went into abstract. You're like very with the details, and I'm like, boom.
15-year-old
You know, I think that's why we work together, because we're completely opposite in our styles, and you know. So Michael's saying, Joe is saying they never caught.
Yeah, okay.
Quarter. They never caught her, but I like how he spelled quarter, like the quarter, like a dime. But they have her on camera. What good is it? I just have to rant for a minute. What is the good of these cameras that you pay money for when they take a photo of somebody, even doing a crime, and you can't do anything about it? Because I paid all this money for like a camera for my front entrance, and the car was vandalized. My daughter's car was vandalized. No, sorry, it was my car. No, I owned the car. It was my daughter's car. My car
This
that
was
she was
recently.
driving. No, this was a while ago.
Okay.
Not recently. That was a different
Oh
incident.
Jesus.
And the neighbor
How often does that
the
happen?
neighbor went into her car passenger door and made a giant dent in it because it's like tight getting out. And I was like, okay, finally, we're paying all this money for the camera.
Yes,
the neighbor is denying it, even though his driveway is right there, and he's got like paint that's the same color as. Let's see it in the camera, and then the camera was nothing in the camera.
He shot the camera.
I was like, I don't want to pay for this anymore. Michael said, Bonnie, I don't sound like that icon sound. Like Arthur Godfrey. Michael, I have no idea what that means. I'll have to interpret that later. Andrew said, I hate when people talk about Picasso as if they know the songs he's written. Yeah, he could be a songwriter, right? He could be a songwriter. So do you want to tell anybody, do you want to tell everybody how they can follow you? What's your next step?
I don't know. Damn.
I told you what I think you should do. So now I'm gonna be following up to see if you did it.
Well, I'm supposed to like hang out with Mr. Kumia, but like we're still trying to plan that out.
Well, when you hang out with him, have a portfolio ready with all of the things you've drawn about him.
Oh no, he knows.
Okay.
Yeah, he loves them all. But yeah, he was just like, we never hang out, man. We never hung out. I've known you since Red Eye. And that was like 5 years ago. And I'm like...
That'll be cool. So is that
awesome.
going to happen?
Hopefully Friday or Saturday.
Before you go back? Oh my
well,
God.
I mean, I've seen him.
That's so cool.
And like we kind of like, at the bar and stuff, but like actually hanging out, we never got to hang out. Like actually talk to each other and stuff. We always said like hi and stuff and like gave each other hugs, but that's about it.
This is your opportunity. Everybody, put down a thumbs up. No, wait. Put a heart if you think that Taz should say to him, what do you think about hiring me for, like, doing some artwork for your network? I don't know. Is there a delay? I don't know. So Michael said, if Taz needs a ride, I can drive her and hang out with all of you. LOL, because he loves Anthony Cumia. He just wants to meet him. I wouldn't know him if I walked down the street.
Dog.
And Robin
he has a distinct face.
I don't know. Robin said, how long is Taz going to be in New York? Not much longer.
16th. Sorry.
16th.
Next time, man.
Yeah.
All right, here's the big question.
Ooh.
Are you thinking of moving here?
Like
Andrea did?
I've always wanted to be in New York ever since I was a little kid. I was just like, that'd be awesome to live here, and because I've always wanted to work at Fox, which is funny. Now I'm like, but what they did with Reddit was just nuts. But
now they have Gutfeld.
It's not the same.
It's not the same?
Not the same, man.
Oh man, I have to watch these Red Eye episodes.
Red Eye is just so good. And then Tom Shalhoub is the one that I drew for though, so. Sorry, Mr. Gutfeld. I told Mr. Gutfeld that. I was just like, sorry that I didn't draw your show. And he's like, because you didn't like me. It's not true. But like, what was I talking about?
About
moving here.
Meeting.
Oh yeah.
moving here to New York.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mandy.
Thank you, Mandy. Yeah, I always wanted to move here, but like, I don't make enough, so I'm just kind of like, And
that's your lead-in with Anthony. You say, I don't make enough to live here. I'd really like to live here. Could you give me a position where I would draw your,
Yeah, that'd be cool. No, that'd be a
and then
dream.
I will be part of your story, because you heard it here today, ladies and gentlemen.
We can't pay you to
And
be a full-time artist.
Oh yeah,
we would love you to.
He'll pay you probably well since he's successful and he has his own media. Andrew said, I follow her as I'm in the bushes outside the house. Just joking. That's funny.
I have seen him.
Yeah. Thank you, Andrew.
But yeah, love Mr. Kumia, and I love all those guys over there. They're cool. They're good hang.
Do you have to belong to, like, join the thing to watch him?
Yeah, you have a subscription, and I don't subscribe.
So how do you watch them?
I don't. I don't think they know that, but the only time I actually have watched them was when I was there when they're doing the show, and I'm just like, this is awesome. And then they have some on YouTube. Mr. Curry, don't tell them I said. Please don't tell them.
Joe
No,
is cool.
for us.
Joe won't.
so cheap.
Joe won't rat you out.
I'm
He's
so
cool.
cheap. Well, number one, I'm very cheap. Number two, I don't make a lot of money. So I'm just like,
Yeah, well,
It's
number
one
one,
of
give
those
this kid a subscription.
I'm like, I either do I want to go to New York and see them, or do I want to watch them anytime I want to?
I think you could do both.
That would be cool, you know.
He
But like,
could pay for your free prescription.
prescription.
What is it called? Subscription.
I don't want to make Mr. Cunha do things.
He would
I don't
happily
feel
do it. I don't
comfortable.
even know him, and I'm telling you, he would do that for you in a second, and then you hit him up for a part-time job. I mean, maybe I should not be talking about this on air, but
No, it's fine.
you know, that's how I feel.
Yeah. No, I'm probably just gonna hang out, and it's not gonna be like a thing. You know what I mean? We're just gonna talk about.
I know, because you're
old
too
movies.
nice. You're too nice, and you don't want to, like, you know,
Well,
make him feel uncomfortable by asking him something. Oh, Joe put the how you can subscribe to them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
But you
Mr. Curry.
had said a lot of old movies. You actually draw a lot of old stars.
Steve McQueen. Do you know who Steve McQueen
I
is?
do know who
Okay.
Steve McQueen
She's like,
is.
I never.
A lot of young people
Yeah.
have no idea. And you draw Dean Martin and the Rat Pack.
Oh yeah, a lot of jazz,
and
a lot of
I-
old.
That's really interesting because you're so young. What is it about the older actors that you have a thing for them?
Well, I think that's why I like Mr. Cumia is because he's like my dad's age, and I like my dad. Obviously, well, like the older generation, especially how my parents were raised, and like probably Mr. Cumia and all of those guys that I hang out with, but they're all raised sort of similarly, and I was raised the same way, and I don't know, like the movies and stuff from then, I'm just like that. I kind of resonate with it more than I do with things of my time.
Yeah, this time is very different than
Very
then.
old-fashioned.
That's very different. What is it about Steve McQueen that you like? What's your favorite thing that he did?
Now it's funny because I was just like, I would always hear about Steve McQueen. I watched The Great Escape when I was like in 4th grade.
Oh, I love The Great Escape. I love The Great Escape.
And side story, I once 4th grade, because Great Escape was my favorite movie, and I was just like, dog. And my teacher was just like, we're gonna make letters for the troops back in Iraq and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what? This will work. I'm like, you know, undercover, like this kid, like telling the troops what to do, you know? So I was just like, you guys should make tunnels, like in The Great Escape. You can make tunnels, go under,
That's brilliant.
shoot them, and go back, and it'll be so safe. No landmines, no nothing. It'll be awesome. Sent that sucker in. It came later that the Taliban had made tunnels, and I'm like, they intercepted my
Oh
letter.
my God! They stole the
Yay.
idea. Those bastards.
Damn it! But oh man. So yeah, The Great Escape.
I liked. You know what I liked?
Huh.
The Towering Inferno.
I've never watched that.
That was with
That was
Paul
with Paul
Newman and
Newman.
Steve McQueen. It was the very first of the disaster movies.
They look
and I'm
like-
afraid of fire. That's like my huge fear. I won't go into it why,
Yeah.
but it was about fire in this tall high-rise building, and Steve McQueen and Paul Newman were
They
the
look like
stars
cousins.
of that movie, and it was
Yeah.
a 3D movie where you went into the theater and it felt like they hooked you up with stuff so you would feel like things were happening to you when they were happening on the screen.
Oh
It's the future here.
Yeah.
The 70s.
Yeah, I mean back in the day that was
That's
the thing, and I think it wasn't a 3D like with the glasses. It was like the sound, and you felt like it was happening to you.
Wow.
So Michael's saying our parents were not afraid to kick our ass. That's true.
Exactly, yeah.
No, wait. My mom only
Mystery.
slapped me in the face once, and that was
My mom
because
did it every day.
Did she?
No. She did like one of those like backhands, like she's like, oh,
Your mom, I saw her, and she seems very
Mom,
lovely.
She is. She's
Yeah.
great. She's a great person.
My mom was lovely too. I deserved that slap.
Aw.
Yeah. Andrew said, I'm all about being old school. When a man knows how.
Yeah.
When a man knows how to treat his ladies. Yeah. Bobby's saying Towering Inferno. Thank you, Bobby. That's the name of it. Towering Inferno. You got to watch it.
I do too.
If you're a Steve McQueen fan, you got to watch it. And he said it was called Sense Around. Yes. Thank you, Bobby. I love how like you say something you don't get it quite right and everybody comes up with all the answers. I love that. Because I know what I'm talking about, but it's kind of convoluted. And then everybody says it, spells it out.
Do the 70s.
So how are we doing on time?
I was just about to say we're at about an hour now. So do you
Oh,
have any
an hour.
closing remarks, kitties?
I just want to say that I love you.
Bobby
She
we
loves you.
specifically
She
love
said it very
you.
softly. So in case you didn't hear her.
Love you. No, everyone from Limo Talk.
Yeah, Limo Talk
Honestly,
is-
Limo
everyone
Talk
that
is
you
cool.
Draw, past and present.
I was gonna go to the limo talk tonight, but it's too late. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry guys.
We have early mornings to wake up to, so I didn't want to do that to Andrea. I love you. Sorry. Andrea.
Yes, shout out to Andrea specifically.
O.J. Simpson was in that. Yeah, that's right.
O.J. Simpson was in what?
A Tower in Inferno.
No, was he? Oh my God, I have to watch it again.
It's funny. I know about the movie. I never watched it, but I just know about it.
I watched it, but it was years ago.
So
David Lane said, "Oh no, the time went too quickly." And thank you, David. So
Oh,
great to
Mr.
see
Lane,
Taz
thank
again.
you.
Yes, we love. And Bobby's saying we love you, Taz. Everybody loves Taz because Taz is the best.
Thank you so much.
She's sweet, kind, and talented. The trifecta of perfection. So thank you, Taz.
Thank you, Taz.
Thank you,
you.
everybody.
Thank
Could
you for
everybody
having
please
me.
share the show
Thank you, guys.
and spread Taz's word? I want to see her get a position on Compound Media, and that's my goal.
I'll get a position.
That's my
on
goal.
Compound Media, you know what I'm saying?
A job. Bobby said everyone was in it. Yeah, I think it was like
Everyone
an
was
all-star.
in it. I hear him yelling it.
I'm going to have to try to find it.
All-star cast.
Everyone was in The Great Escape. Anyway.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
yes.
Sorry,
Thank you,
Mandy.
everybody. Share the
Love
show.
you.